Welcome back, and this week I'm spending time talking to George Milahopoulos from Connected Finance, and today we're going to talk about 3 really important things you need to do when buying or purchasing a property. So George, take us through what you think are the 3 top priorities for a buyer when they're purchasing their home.
Okay, so there's 3 key things buyers need to really understand and make sure they're across before they start looking for a home or during the process of looking for a home. It's finance pre-approval, so I'm going to touch base on that, pest and building report, and also reviewing the contract with the solicitor. So just kicking off, the finance and pre-approval. I've seen this all too often where a client, and I'm sure Monique you've seen it as well, you've come across your dream home, you want to make an offer, and the first thing the real estate agent's going to ask you is where's your finance currently up to? And if you haven't even considered getting a pre-approval or start the process of your finance, it becomes really tricky. All of a sudden you're racing against some other potential buyers and you're already on the back foot. And to a certain degree, will that real estate agent take you seriously in this process? Will you be at the front of the line when it comes to the negotiation stage? So I can always recommend getting a pre-approval is the very first thing you should do. So if you're thinking, I want to start to enter the property market, I want to start looking around for a property, whether it's investment or a home or upgrading, a pre-approval is the most important thing you need to do. And that is really around the bank assessing your financial position and approving your finance in principle before you've even found a property. So that'll look like them approving a finance amount. So you know that when you find the property, all that really needs to take place is you go back to the bank and say, look, I found the property I love, this is the address, and they change that pre-approval into a formal approval. A very easy process. So pre-approval is definitely a top priority. The next part of the process before signing a contract and committing to a contract is pest and building report. Really critical these days. A lot of clients, when you walk around a property, you can see things physically for yourself. However, you do really need a professional that's qualified to look at, is there any pest issues with the property, whether it might be termites and whatnot? Is there any structural building issues? A pest and building inspector is really important in this process. You're investing hundreds of thousands of dollars where there's a small cost for a pest and building report to confirm up front if there's any major issues you should be aware of before you commit to purchasing this property. And also keeping in mind a pest and building report isn't purely just for homes, it's also for units, for villas, for townhouses. There's strata reports available as well, and there's also new pool compliance that's come into play this year with regards to some changes in law. So pest and building report, definitely a priority before signing contracts. And lastly, sitting down with a solicitor or conveyancer, reviewing the contract before committing to it. Again, really crucial. The solicitor, the conveyancer, it's what they do, it's their profession. They go through the contract with you and ensure that you understand everything about this property, ensure there's no issues that you need to be aware of, whether it's in a flood zone or in a bushfire prone area. Again, intricate details within a contract that the average person won't pick up or won't understand, where your solicitor needs to come into play and do the right thing by you. So finance pre-approval, pest and building report, and obviously reviewing the contract in detail with your solicitor before committing to a purchase.
I actually, just touching on that, I couldn't agree more with everything you said. With a lot of buyer activity at the moment and properties selling pretty much from our first open home, it's not uncommon for us to see at least 10 to 30 groups, and we're seeing that every weekend. So if you don't have all these things in place, you will not be a front runner. You won't be in the box seat. I'm even saying to people now when I ring and talk to them about the property, if you're interested, download the contract, have your solicitor look at it before you go and inspect the property. Have you got your finance approved or pre-approved? Do a pest and building beforehand. Then, on the day of the open home, when you come and have a look at it and you love it, you're actually really in a great position to actually make a solid offer. And I often find the people that make the strong offers in the first place will often end up buying a home. Recently we had this exact same scenario, and the negotiation was actually going on really well, and in the end the particular person who ended up being the eventual buyer put a very strong offer in with a 66W because he had everything in place. The contract had already been looked at, he'd already done a pest and building, and his solicitor had looked at the contract. There was nothing else. And so it all comes down to at the end how good you've done your research beforehand. So that's a really great topic, so thanks very much. And I have seen people miss out on the dream home because they're not ready. So great topic. Thanks for all of that, and good luck in purchasing your next property.